Well, I don't, I don't think you need any introduction anymore. We
How's your
got
day
we,
going?
we're joined by a world champion.
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I
Is it
mean,
is it what
it's
you
a
thought
day
it
that
would
I'll
be like?
never forget.
Go ahead, Mike.
Is the feeling what you thought it would be like?
Yeah, absolutely. It's probably the best feeling, especially when I won the U.S. Open. The World Championship is absolutely the best feeling you can get.
Yeah. Yeah. You looked a little bit, tight early on in the match. How were you feeling? Did you feel like you were putting too much pressure on yourself? And was there a part of the match where you got yourself to calm down?
Yeah, the only turnaround for the match was when I kicked in the one. Albin played it safe,
Yeah, it was.
real lock in safe, and I had to kick it in. And I made it, and then I played safe on the two, and that was the turnaround for the match.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. Then the only other two times you came to the
So,
table.
and then I just grind it out, take every opportunity as much as I could.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
We saw you change your break, the side in which you break from, I think 2 or 3 times during the match. What was going through your mind? What led up to it?
Well, when I was breaking on the right side, I tried it a couple times, and then I broke dry. And I said to myself, just stay on the left side
Yeah.
and just fight your way through and grind it out.
You ran three or four racks, I think, to get to the hill, and then you broke and didn't get a shot. Did you just want to like break your cue at that point?
No, I'm just hoping that I will have an opportunity on this last game.
Yeah.
And I put a push out, and Albin gave it back to me, which I'm surprised that he gave it back to me. He could have kicked it and locked me behind the two balls, but he gave it back to me. He jumped, and he jumped again and missed,
Yeah.
and that was the turnaround. That was
Yeah.
the end of it.
Yeah. Jeremy said he thought that Albin gave it back to you because of the score, that he didn't want to sell out with you on the hill and he wanted to get a better shot. That's what Jeremy thought was going through his mind. Do you think of that at all?
I mean, I hit it pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
the
You
one
did.
just hanging in the corner, but I mean, I kicked that ball. I kicked the one ball really good, and you know, I knew the shot. So, um, that's part of the game. It's all mental and pretty much all strategies as well. So,
Yeah, you played some great strategic shots during the match. Anything stick out in your mind as being really ones that you were like pretty impressed with yourself over?
yeah. I mean, like I said, this is the moment that I'm gonna be thinking about for the next couple months,
Yeah,
and I can't wait to see all my friends at home.
yeah,
They've always said Shane's got a lot of hardware, but Shane doesn't have a world championship. Well, they can't say
I know.
they can't say it no more, man. How does it
You
feel?
know what? To be honest, I was reading some of the people comments a few days ago that somebody said
Oh no, what did they say?
he
We got some technical difficulties here, but hopefully his internet just took a dive on us. We'll see if we can get him back in here. I want to know what he was gonna say.
yeah. And I want to know who said it.
Yeah,
oh
hold on. Let's see.
You back?
Let me tell Nick to jump out and back in.
and it's basically
All right,
said
let me
SVB
message
will not
him.
make it to the final 16.
Said you couldn't make it to the final 16.
Right.
Yeah,
So I mean, I just
You
want to say
you
thank you
almost
to
didn't.
that person. I know that person is watching right now. I say thank you to that person that got motivated.
Yeah, never miss an opportunity to go troll a troll, Shane. I like it, man.
That's right. That's right.
Just keep on
Yeah.
motivated.
So, you had a nice lead, and when he jumped and scratched, you had ball in hand. What was going through your mind the last six balls? Stay calm.
I mean, not much to think about. I'm just gonna play this shot perfectly as much as possible, and just play perfect position to get out, and that's pretty much it. And then before I shoot the 9 ball, I walk over to the trophy. I said I did it. I told myself I did it, and walk over back to the table and sink into 9 ball, and that's it. World champion.
That's great. That's
World
amazing.
champion is right. And you went and defeated Ko Pin-Yi, Albin Ocean, Alex Kazakis, and Chang Jun Lin. Never mind the fact that you stole one against Mika, and I'm sure Mika's going to be on tilt. Like, how crazy is it?
I don't think he's going to be on tilt. I'm thinking that he's thinking, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm pretty sure, but I think he's proud of me. Especially
I guarantee it.
When I came back and beat him.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the biggest comeback.
We're getting the internet's kind of
yeah, it was a great comeback.
If I didn't come back and beat him, then
we're not having this conversation,
right?
But this is something that I'll be talking about all the time.
So tell me what you're going to do tonight.
I'm probably going to get hammered.
Not even going to bother eating.
My fight's not till 4 p.m. tomorrow, so I think I'm going to get hammered.
Good for you. Good for you. You deserve it.
What's better? Which part is better, Shane? The money or the fact that now they're going to call you world champion every time you walk into a room?
World champion. Money is just money. But being a world champion is something that you can tell everybody. You're a world champion.
But there's nothing left for you to win that you haven't won.
Yeah. I mean, I can just say I won 5 U.S. Opens and I'm a world champion. And this is something. This is a special day.
Yeah.
At what point did you think, like, I got a good shot? Because he was neck and neck with you through, I think, the first 12 racks, something like 6-6, and then that's whenever you started to pull away. But were you just like on autopilot, just playing 9-ball, or did you go and think like, man, I'm getting closer here and closer?
I mean, I just want to say maybe a big special thank you to Jeff Beckley from Ohio.
Yeah.
I had a talk with him in the breakfast a couple days ago. When I made it to the final 64, I had a chat with him, and he gave me some advice as sitting in the chair. Don't look like you're down on yourself. Just sit straight up and just stay focused. We had a lot of talk about it, and I took it serious. I took his advice and just breathe and just have fun.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I was putting too much pressure on myself through the whole tournament. And I don't know why I do that. But now I know the feeling when I go to the tournaments, you got to have fun. There's no reason for anyone to put pressure on yourself.
But
and
did you have that same pressure like back in 15 and 16 when you were working your way to a final?
No, I actually was having fun. I was actually enjoying myself when Albin beat me in the finals and Ko Pin-Yi beat me in the finals. I was actually not putting pressure on myself. I was actually, playing good pool, and that was when I was playing the best pool. And I just gotta enjoy myself, really.
Yeah.
And that's what I learned at this tournament.
Do you think you put more pressure on yourself recently because you are getting a little bit older and these tournaments are a little bit harder to win?
No, it had nothing to do with age. It's just something that you forgot. You forgot to do when you were winning. So don't put your pressure on yourself. Just go out there, work hard, practice, and play your game. And whatever the outcome is on the table, if you don't get good rolls, it happens. that's cool, you know, and that's what I learned.
I asked you a few days ago, once you got that one from Mika and then beating Chang and Co., if you thought that this was going to go and springboard you into winning a world championship, and you said all the right things, but did you feel it? Like, did you feel I can do this? I can
Yeah,
get
I
there?
mean, after when I beat Mika, I went back to the chair, and I thought to myself, I think this tournament's mine. When you have a big comeback like that,
It's incredible.
I just sat down and I said, "This is my chance right here. I can feel it."
Yeah. So what's next? U.S. Open number 6?
Yep, that's the last thing I want to win. Is number 6.
Well, listen, Shane, we appreciate you jumping on, man. I had
Well,
goosebumps. Me and
man,
Mike were texting each other.
Really, to be honest, I mean, I consider myself a world champion today. It just doesn't get a better feeling.
Good
Well,
for you.
we're all proud of you, buddy, and we were all rooting for you and getting emotional watching you finally go and win. I was almost in tears. Panozzo was in tears. It was nuts,
It's
man.
a moment that I'm never gonna forget for the rest of my life.
Well, go enjoy it, my man. Go celebrate it. We're proud of you, buddy.
So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Look,
go get hammered, buddy. There you go. There it is.
Look at that.
Yeah, there it is.
There you go.
World champion.
There you go. Good for you.
There he is, buddy. We're proud of you, buddy. We're proud of you. Go celebrate, Shane. Go enjoy yourself, man.
I am. I'm gonna be on the lake, on my boat, and thinking about this tournament. So,
hey, you know what? Do like they do in the Stanley Cup. Take the trophy with you on the lake and go take a selfie.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're gonna keep them pictures later.
There you go.
With one of those signs that says "Gone Fishing."
Yeah, there it is. Shane Van Boning, 2022 world champion. We're proud of you, buddy. Go enjoy it. Oh, I think we might have lost the connection anyway, man. But this is pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. Hey, guys, we'll let you go, Shane. Go do your thing, my man.
All right.
We appreciate you, buddy. How crazy was that, Mike? How nuts was that, huh? How nuts of a final was that? I mean, just everything about it, huh?
Yeah. That's it's the.
Well, there's Nick. Hold on, maybe we can get Nick in here real quick. Nick, are you there?
Hey, what's up, guys?
We wanted to tell you thank you, buddy, for making all this happen, and everyone, all the fans, and everything else want to tell you the same thing. We appreciate all your hard work, and you did a great job out there as well.
Yeah.
Thanks, and no problem, man. Whatever I can do to help you guys out, I'm here. So I'll be at next, and whatever you guys need out there. If you're not going to be there, if you're too lazy to go out there, I'll be there.
Oh my God! We'll talk soon. But
that was to this guy right here.
It was to me, 100% to me.
Well, he's gonna send you a message for me right now, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he saw it, Mike. He saw it, so he'll
Okay.
he'll get you taken care of.
Nick,
right. But I appreciate you, buddy.
Ryan, yeah. So
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick.
All
right,
later,
no problem.
buddy.
You guys have a good night.
Great.
You too, brother. Well, Mike.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say, buddy. I mean, when I said I was getting emotional watching it, I legitimately mean that. I'm sitting there and I'm just, my eyes are watering up because I didn't think I'd see this day, and as a fan, it's hard not to go and root for someone finally going and accomplishing all those wonderful things that they've chased for so long. And you saw him getting emotional during the interview afterwards, him let out a yell on the 8 ball, going to the 9. It was something just incredible, something I'll never forget. And now I'm on tilt because I didn't go, Mike. I mean, I'm really tilted at that. I didn't go.
You and me both. But yeah, that would have been a great moment to see happen. But we saw it happen live, and I can't imagine what those guys go through, because just as a fan and really, pulling for him at the end, because I wanted to see him, complete that record of his. Just like grabbing my water, drink my water. I mean, my hand was a little bit shaky. And I'm just watching on TV, and he doesn't care whether I root for him or not when it comes down to it. So I can't even imagine what they're going through, because it's got to come into your head a little bit. as you're going through a couple of those final wrecks, like, okay, getting close. Okay, I'm feeling good, whatever. And you're trying not to get ahead of yourself. You're trying not to think. They talk about the pressure and, your
Right.
hands shaking a little bit. He had to come with some big shots through that whole match. I mean, he had a couple shots where he missed a little bit early. He seemed a little bit tight. But through that middle part of the match, between a couple of those safeties and a couple billiard shots, and he came with some key shots in key moments.
I mean, it's a culmination of, almost 40 years worth of playing pool, in that's come down to a race of 13 that's gotten away from him twice now, not knowing if you're ever going to go and get back to that stage again, because it's never a guarantee.
Yeah.
It was just remarkable. And you're right, because my hands are, and even Jeremy said, my hands are getting clammy, and this is like 2 racks left, right? And my hands are the same way. I'm getting nervous just thinking about it. I got a buzz going on because of it. Sports is just crazy like that, and pool is not an exception to that.
Yeah.
I'm super happy for him. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. And it's just because of they said all the right things. Oh, okay, if I don't get a world championship, it's no big deal. I'm still gonna be I'm still a winner, and I'm still a Hall of Famer. I'm still, and he's right on all those things. But today he's a world champion, Mike, and no one's ever gonna be able to take that away from him. That's a very specific club,
It is, and like we talked about this morning, I think it means the most being the world 9-ball champion, because that's where the history in the sport is at. World 10-ball, big title, still world championship, but it's come and it's gone and it's been here and it has. And same with the World 8-ball championship, same with World 14.1. But the World 9-ball championship has been, legit since Earl won the first one in Germany. And that's the list. That's a list you want to be on.
You know what I wonder, Mike, is that, we talked about it with Kazakis once he won his World Pool Master and kind of getting that monkey off his back. And I know Shane's in the twilight of his career, right? But I wonder if the floodgates are opening here. I want to, don't get me wrong, I want to enjoy it, but time will tell. There's a lot of events coming up, but maybe it's something we'll go back and wonder if Shane plays loose, anything can happen. Look at what he did against Mika.
It's still such a funny, tough game to win these big tournaments. So, I mean, he was playing loose and playing perfectly last year at the U.S. Open. And then you have one match that, things don't go your way and you're out. So it's going to be just as tough for him to win this year's U.S. Open after winning the World Championship than it would have been had he not won the World Championship, I think. I think that the events are the events, and they're tough to win. And 9-ball's a tough game, and there's a lot of great players, and you gotta really step up, right? So, which going back to Albin, just makes his accomplishments over the last 2 years even more ridiculous.
I don't want to overlook that, because Albin was a gentleman. Albin was class. At the end of that, seeing him go and have a sincere smile and congratulate him. He wanted to win also, and he wanted to put Shane away, but all he could do was just sit back like everyone else, and just it was Shane was on the stage, and he was all by himself, and he did it all by himself, and finally went and crossed that finish line convincingly. But I mean, he's had a hell of a year and a half, Mike.
Oh man, I mean, for the ages. So now he's been to 4 World Championship finals, 2-2. Anyone will take that. And he's that guy right now that you're going to need to beat if you're going to get through a big tournament, because Albin's not going down easy to anybody. And today, really early in the match, I thought he looked better than Shane. He looked smooth. He looked loose. He looked confident. And he really didn't do much wrong. He just, never really got any shots after he scratched at 6-5. After that, he only got to the table for a couple kicks and a couple safeties, and that was all he could shoot at. So
neither one of them were breaking all that well, though, because that one ball was flying around on Albin quite a bit, and even whenever he was getting a shot, it wasn't like, it was nothing traditional or nothing controlled. It was very random and sporadic, which is why I love the triangle rack, by the way. Yeah. And I guess that's why it was, 6-6. But Shane, I think he had a 2-game deficit, if I'm not mistaken, early on.
Yeah.
So he did some fighting there too, and I know there was still a lot of time left. But it didn't take him long once it was 6-6, Mike, to just kind of do what he does, which is just run racks.
Yeah, he did. He at 6-6, he won a safety battle. There were a couple of those that was right in that middle of the match where it was really a lot of back and forth, tug and pull, safeties and push outs and just trying to grind through racks. And then Shane got a little bit loose and strung some racks together and took control of the match and really, again, only led Albin to the table to do things Albin really didn't want to do. So,
well, yeah, I mean, it's pretty brutal. You pass back the kick after sitting down for so long, and then you end up leaving with the jump. He drills that one ball. He hit the one. I mean, I know it was close to the pocket, but he still hit it great.
He did. And he got unlucky on the rub with the 7 coming off of it, where he had to jump at the 2 again. And that's when he scratched, and that was all she wrote. But Shane said he was surprised that he passed up the push. And Jeremy was a little, not that surprised because, like I said, Jeremy mentioned on the air that he thought, well, because it's 12-6, he didn't want to go kicking at balls. He wanted to make Shane come with a good kick, and it really worked in Albin's favor when you think about it. I mean, he got set up for that a jump that he's a heavy favorite to make.
Right.
He just got unlucky on the leave.
And the line on the 2-ball jump was just as great because before
it was good, and it was going to the pocket. It was going to the pocket, but the cue ball fouled it, and they both kind of went into the pocket and out of the off the table and into so it was, he hit it good. So
Did you ever think you'd see Shane win a world championship?
I'm sorry.
Did you ever think you'd see Shane win a world title? In the last 5 years, I mean, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, it's easier to go and say, oh yeah, he's got plenty of time. But like recently.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, would I be surprised if he didn't? No, not because his ability had gone down at all,
right?
But because it's just so freaking hard to win. It's so hard to say, I want to win this one tournament. With these fields now and these great players, it's hard enough to say, I want to win one of these 7 tournaments this year, then I'll be happy. That's hard enough. To pick one specific one and say, on these 5 days, I want to win. Really tough to do. Really tough to expect out of anybody. So I don't expect to see anybody. I mean, we haven't seen Jason win it yet. And will I be rooting for him? Every year, because he deserves one. But it's going to be super hard. It's just, it's one of those, it's a big international tournament, and they're all really hard to win. And you can't say it's again too tough to point to it and say, I'm going to win this one this year. I'm really shooting for this one. There's a lot of great players who do that every year and they come up short.
It's true. And there's a lot of guys who have left that off their resume as well, but not many. Like Shane is just in a category by himself when it comes to having fans, and good or bad.
Yeah.
But it's been awesome to go and see. And I like his honesty saying that someone in the chat or whatever, I don't know if it was on here or somewhere else, where they said he didn't think he'd make it out of the final 16, which is pretty brutal.
They tell everybody, don't read that crap, man. Don't even read it. But it's
they have social media. Yeah, especially during a run like this or during the Mosconi Cup or whatever. But yeah, it's a special
he's one of the few players now who's won the World 9-ball and the U.S. Open. And I've said for a million years, and I'll say it till I die, the U.S. Open during that period where they were playing the World Championship in Qatar and all that kind of crap, toughest tournament in the world to win.
Carl said the same thing.
The Filipinos were there, the Europeans were all there, and it was double elimination all the way through, race to 11, and then race to 13. Toughest tournament in the world to win, and he won it 5 times. So now, anybody who's won that tournament and the World 9-ball, that's real special company. I think Darren's done it. Johnny Archer's done it. So really select company there too.
Well,
listen, and I expect Albin to win it before his career is over.
Oh yeah, when they said he was 31, I said, man,
he's got a lot of great years ahead of him. That guy's just hitting his stride now.
It's pretty scary, Mike. Yeah,
he is scary.
Well, massive congratulations to Albin as well, because he had a hell of a run, and he's got all my respect. And He's just the champion through and through. But today's Shane's day. So we appreciate everyone for stopping by and hanging out with us for the last week. It's been a lot of fun for Mike and I just to go and talk shop and put ourselves out there and make stupid predictions and just do what we love, which just go and make just put our necks out there, but just have fun with it, right?
Well, and that's what we talked about a little bit this morning. Is it's so much fun to do things like this, and you have everybody jump into the chat, and especially immediately after an event's over, because we're spread all over the world, right? We're not all sitting in a stadium, and you're dying to talk to the guy next to you after the match. You're dying to talk about what did you think of that? How cool was that? Whatever. And so this is great because we get to talk to everybody, and they get to listen to us spout off, and this is a ton of fun. So yeah, thanks for having me on.
It's always a pleasure, Mike, and you're always welcome. Like I always tell you, hopefully one of these days we'll have Joey Ryan on if I can ever get a hold of him, and we can go and talk about it some more. But I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my weekend, whatever's left of it. Mike, I can't thank you enough. And
I'm with Shane. I'm gonna go out and get hammered.
Yeah, let's do it, buddy. Well, I don't drink, but I'll go enjoy some energy drinks. But we'll see you guys soon, and thanks again.